Chapter 6471. It is impossible for a normal person to keep his left hand hidden in the sleeve all the time even. Especially if he is wearing a long-sleeved shirt. However, when Charlie saw many photos of John taken by AI, he found that John's left hand never showed from the sleeve from beginning to end. Which was a bit surprising. Ria also came over to take a look, and said in confusion, "Strange, the Grand Admiral has never been like this before. It feels like there is something wrong with his hand. And he doesn't want people to see it." Duncan on the side frowned and said, "Could it be that his left hand is gone? I saw him walking normally, and he didn't deliberately shrink his left shoulder and left arm. His symmetrical right hand is exposed normally. But his left hand is not exposed at all. It's definitely not normal." Ria murmured, "It shouldn't be. I met the Grand Admiral a few days ago, just before he left for Nigeria. And I didn't see anything unusual at that time. What's more, he has 3 elders in Nigeria. And it is impossible for him to encounter any danger and lose his left hand." Duncan said, "But based on my experience, judging from the video, his left hand should really be gone." Charlie said lightly, "The left hand is gone. Maybe not because of the danger, maybe because of me. We took down Duke Mining. Victoria must have been furious. She had to find someone to take responsibility. As the first person responsible for the Right Army Governor's office, he was the first person responsible. With Victoria's style of doing things, cutting off his left hand was a bargain for him." Ria exclaimed, This can't be blamed on the Grand Governor, right? It was the Lord's intention to lay a trap in Nigeria. And the Grand Governor was also ordered to go to Nigeria. Duke Mining faced the problems. How can it be blamed on the Grand Governor?" Duncan smiled and said, "In any group, as long as there is a big problem in the business, someone must take responsibility. You can't let the group leader take responsibility, right?" Ria couldn't help but feel a little cold on her back. She had been in the Right Army Governor's office for 2 years and had a better understanding of the cause and effect. In her opinion, John's fault was definitely not on his head. But if John really lost his left hand because of this incident, it was really unreasonable in her opinion. Charlie said at this time, "A commander-in-chief of the Right Army Governor's office suddenly had his left hand cut off. I think he must be very upset. Maybe we can use this opportunity to do something about it in the future." Duncan remembered something and hurriedly said, "Mr. Wade, since John is coming to Morocco, can we find a chance to control him?" Charlie thought for a moment and said, "Whether we can touch him depends on whether the 3 elders in Nigeria have left. If they haven't left, then John is just a bait. Regardless of whether they have the intention or not. There are more than 10,000 people waiting for us to evacuate safely. It is best not to contact him for the time being." Then Charlie said, "There is no rush to contact John. It won't be long before all international airports in the world will be covered by our vending machines. Maybe they are not of the same brand or the same operating company. But in the end, all their monitoring data will be uploaded to our AI system in real time. By that time, as long as John goes abroad, he will inevitably be exposed to our site at the first time. If you want to contact him, there will be plenty of opportunities in the future." That morning in Morocco time, hundreds of cavalry guards have already arrived in Casablanca. Arriving before and after them, there are more than 300 Tiger Guards from the Right Military Governor's office. The Tiger Guards are the true confidants of the major governor's offices. Those who can enter the Tiger Guards have a cultivation level of at least the great perfection of the Bright Realm. And more are warriors who have successfully entered the Dark Realm. Joseph's master once voluntarily joined the Tiger Guards in order to break through his cultivation level. John arrived a little later than these people. After arriving, he and Chavran went straight from the airport to the headquarters of More Trade. In order to unify the deployment, John had already asked everyone to gather at the headquarters of More Trade after landing. More Trade has been providing Duke Mining with assistance in the import and export of materials over the years. It is also the link between Duke Mining and the Wright Military Governor's Office.